All right, so it's like almost 20 minutes later, maybe less, 10. Pulling into the port, I got this baby pointing right at the slot we're aiming for. You have to sail around this, and obviously sail around these wave breakers. Going a little fast, 23 knots is obviously not what you want to do. But as much as I love this game, and as much as I love sailing, after the third patrol of maneuvering this thing inside here, it gets pretty old. So there's that. So I slowed down to 10 knots. Because you can put waypoints down, but they're not as accurate as doing it yourself, obviously. Uh, so I guess I would like it to be an option to like go into port. Hey, you're so far outside of port, just click a button and go into port. Maybe there is. I don't think that exists. Yeah. But you know what we should do? Save and save often. But I got the nose of this thing pointing right inside the gap of the sub pin, if you will, and then from there, you don't have to. I don't have to, fancy it in there. It just kind of blips there, and then you're kind of sort of ready for your next patrol, but you really aren't because you have to replenish your supplies and your food and torpedoes if you shot any, which we didn't because we had shitty luck. So from here, you can only utilize the captain. Everybody else is kind of on the submarine hanging out. I generally like to kind of just flare the flag before going ashore. So typically, if it's a really outstanding patrol, you have your leading officer over here. You talk to him. That's where you get your missions from, and then you have your recruitment, Wolfgang Meyer. If you lose sailors or officers, you can recruit more dudes over here. And then you go to your warehouse to Mr. Hans Fischer to resupply your goods, torpedoes and whatnot. So first off, since it kind of sucked, he'll
Der
still tell
BDU
us it
wird
was a
viel über ihre
great
letzte Patrouille reden.
patrol, even
Gute
though I
Arbeit.
feel like it was not very productive. I still obtained a Knight's Cross. Knight's Cross is a very respected decoration granted for expeditional. Oh gosh, I'm tired. Acts of bravery. It's the highest type of decoration in the German military corps. Core of this award is made of iron frame with 800 gold silver. Oh wow, grade silver. So as you do more missions, you progress. You get the Knight's Cross with oak leaves. As you obviously, the more ships you sink or the more tasks you complete, the faster it fills up. The sooner you get the Knight's Cross. So he gives you a mission summary. You get 10,000 currency. We sank 0 ships at total days of 16 days at sea. Traveled 25,000 kilometers. We found a lost submarine. We gave them food. We investigated another submarine. It turned out that the batteries or whatever exploded and killed everybody from the fumes. We sunk that submarine so it wouldn't fall into Hustle's hands. We helped out another submarine with more food. Traveled inside our patrol area, but we failed to sink 4,000 registered 4,000 tonnage in sinking, which is why there's a big fat X in there. But the game for now doesn't punish you that much. Anyways, so are there any orders from the MOT? All right, you pick those, and it says open up assignments or selection menu. My crew needs a break, which is pretty cool. So you can send them to a port. Discipline penalties will be reset, which is causes 0. It's 14 days though, total waste of time in my opinion. French campsite discipline penalties will be reset. Discipline for +5 for 5 to 10 days, or just for 10 days, excuse me, while you're out at sea. So it helps with the morale, and it's good to take one of these every once in a while. And then the days remain the same, which I like. It's just the amount obviously jumps like 3,000 is the most, and the bonuses obviously change. So then you get crew injuries depleted, 50% slower for 10 days. Having the time you think your crew gain, or so if it was a really successful patrol and everything like they were getting XP, whatever XP they gain on that patrol, having the time to thank your crew, I think is German spelling, your crew, you gain an extra 25% of experience from that last patrol. So that last patrol wasn't that great. So in my humble opinion, 14 days of leave isn't really granted. And then you have the French chateau. It's kind of the same, or it's the kind of the same stuff, but without the discipline drain. And then you have the German Alps Resort. Discipline penalties will be reset. Having time to think. Your crew is the 25 experience, but due to contact with politicals or politicians in the area, headquarters tasks will be performed 100% faster during the stay. So what that means is, if you have any officers researching stuff in higher headquarters, which I'll click on right now, they'll be completed 100% faster, like it says. I.e., let's go to headquarters now. So you have, I upgraded to where I have 2 officers researching. He researched a military stash, so that's complete task. Oh, hold on, let me save, because the game kind of like ate itself last time I did that. See, there's 75% XP. Boop, 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 boop. Maybe I push the button at that. Alright.
Der BDU wird viel über ihre letzte Patrouille reden. Gute Arbeit.
So you click on headquarters, complete task. Alright, so we get a budget of 1,500 because the investigate was successful. We located a stash of military grade weapons in Europe somewhere. So then, he's back in the crew rotation management system. So then most of this stuff, in my humble opinion, not really worth researching because you're gonna be missing a guy. Obviously, it tells you, warning, this is work. This is still a work in early stages of development. Attempts to complete it before 7/5/1942 would take twice more time, thus 24 days, and that's a long time to be missing an engineer. So then you have aerial reconnaissance. We'd send one of our officers to the Luftwaffe to organize an aerial reconnaissance to recognize the defenses in the area, which is what I did at Scabaflow. So then it tells you who's required, and it tells you leader. So that's usually the guys that have the Iron Crosses. That's another radio operator we now can utilize that we earned from that last patrol. We're gonna go ahead and send that guy on another mission and exit there. Yeah, so then,
Kapitän,
this is where you talk to Mr. Wolfgang Meyer here. You can show me their files. It shows you their names pretty much and the price of each individual. You want to choose your crew for your next patrol. So I did have a guy panic, and that's, he's still on the crew because I kind of want him to, I guess, work out of it, if that makes sense. So we're gonna take 7 officers, myself included, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, I mean, that's a lot of guys, so you have to constantly rotate mechanics out, so we're gonna, keep it at 6, because 7 is a little too crowded, and I believe, as of right now, there's only 6 bunks, so if you're not, so to reduce the micro for the boat, we're just gonna leave it at 6 officers because I don't feel like, I'm pretty sure if the guy doesn't have a bunk, you have to like micro them more often. He kind of just stands around, just, taking up space and food. All right, so say goodbye to that guy.
Der BDU hat viel
Go back to Mr. Klaus Schmidt here, where I did the headquarters stuff. We collected our recon information. I would like to ask for a few favors. Opens up your reputation. This is where I have 2 reputation points, and the game's still early access. I kind of unlocked all these already, one at a time. Headquarters influences opens up possibility to send officers on mission to headquarters. those are the research missions. I just showed you 2 seconds ago. Allows to run missions, 2 missions at headquarters. That's another reputation. Specialized crew can have 6 officers, up to 7, and then allowed. I can buy this. I think. Yeah, allow free roam to be an option, which I kind of don't want because I think that's kind of counterproductive. Alright, so then you pick the missions here, recruit, that's some vacation stuff, higher headquarters, reputation points. So then our
Dies
next
sind die
mission
heutigen
gives you
Aufträge aus der
3
BDU.
options.
Nur für deine Augen.
And then it gives you like a rating scale over here, easy, medium, hard, I suppose. And yeah, we're gonna go back to this port because this is just straight up boring on the west coast. Or the North Sea is just, it's just not happening. So we're gonna go back to that. We're gonna pick this one. So obviously that's it. It's a little bit medium because you gotta go through the French Channel here, or the English Channel. Jeez. And it shows you in the background the designator. It says you'll be able to travel to Sector AM on the North Atlantic and travel 2,500 kilometers inside the square. Sink enemy trade ships, a total of 10,000 tonnage. That's kind of difficult to do because you might average a patrol up to like 12 days, maybe like sink 3, and that comes out to like 6,000 tonnage. And then the intelligence, says strong winds are forecast in the target area, which means, choppy seas, blah blah blah. So then we can go back to. I'm so grateful this is happening because I'd rather be over here on the west coast where the action is. Thank God. So we'll do that one. So then new objective: travel to Port La Rochelle. So I generally, kind of let the game do its thing. It's early access, so I'll wait for that to disappear and click, goodbye to Mr. Wolfgang. I'll save again. And you click on the captain because he's the only one that can go offshore here. You click over here, talk to Mr. Hans Fischer. And then we don't really have any upgrades to do. Show me what you got. And then so we have 4 slots of equipment open. This is what's on the boat right now. Or excuse me. 4 slots over here on the boat. That's the room that we have right now. And this is stuff we can get. We don't have any med packs, med kits. I wonder if I can stack. Nope. Alright, so you can only have 5. There's 2 stacks of 5 extra parts. Medic, I think it's 5 as well. So I usually just go down equipment, or I go in reverse order. Items. I.e. coffee is pretty important, so I usually get one of those. You can stack 4. It says moving, so that's gonna take 15 minutes to move. The captain can just hold on to the machine guns. There's small arms for as much as I care. Captain. Torpedoes. So we didn't shoot any. They're already in the bow storage room as well as not the stern, I suppose. By a bug. 900. Not minus 900 for torpedo. Thank you, Germany. Fuel is thankfully not too expensive. It's 1 per ton. So boom, 42 tons. You might refuel. I like to, you burn a lot of fuel, and depending on the fuel or the conditions of the sea, you burn a lot of fuel. So I usually max that out. Ammunition. That's for the AP rounds. We did shoot some deck guns. So I usually just try to stack it. Stack 1, and I knew I still have a slot here, so we'll max it at 40 or 8 there, I guess. Right? Yeah. So that's AP rounds. Flag guns, I'm pretty sure still maxed out. Yeah. And then we come to food, the most important trash ever. So, so now you have. So like canned bread, I can now stack canned bread, I'm pretty sure, over here, 9 units. Boom, so now it's 56. That's a lot of food. Whereas, it's 14 currency for, just 14 strands of, preserved pork. And that doesn't last you very long. Let's see. 2 days, maybe 3 at the most. So I generally go with the higher values. You know, you can have varieties of different foods, like exotic fruits and stuff like that. Luxury food ration put in the kitchen to use for cooking. Yeah, it really doesn't help the morale that much. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like a, you know, a cool thing to do, I guess, and that you might find it interesting to do. But whatever. All right, so usually I go for taters, and then let's see here. The highest value is the cheese, power cheese. And then the next highest value is, I think, the dry fish and the preserved pork. I think they like better, you know, because I think the fish has like negative effects or whatever. I don't remember. You know, it's early access, so that crap doesn't really matter. So then, you know, I leave this one spot for the items. No. Yeah, so we still have more items. So I'm gonna probably put another breather here. Yoink. Ammunition. Where are you? Food. Equipment. Yeah, so we'll put 5 medic thingies down here. So then to transport all that stuff is a day and 8 hours and 20 minutes. And then, you know, I guess I'll wait for upgrades. So then you can sit here and go, U-boat is off duty for 1 day and everything will be restocked. Probably make him go to sleep actually. Yoink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, so this is, I'm like, why is this? This is our newest member, Schneider. So he's a tech, so he can rotate with the sonar a lot better. So I tried to make it to where it's 2 leaders, so they can rotate shifts, and 2 sonar radio operators, and 2 mechanics. This guy particularly does the torpedo maintenance, this guy does the engine, but they can still rotate back and forth. He's more likely still does the torpedo maintenance. And then obviously we did gain some XP, got a little XP bar down here that fills up. So leadership skills, focus, expert, and management. So you click character screen, yoink. These are the decorations I've acquired, the XP level 4. The skills in which, you know, remaining skill points. You can, you know, branch off. These are skills, leader, connections. You know, it's the green ones are the ones that he has. Management, and then the next ones are still question marks. So I think I'm reaching, you know, the max level of the game, I suppose. And then you can just knock somebody out if they're acting stupid instead of shooting him, and you're losing a sailor. Kind of counterintuitive shooting him, in my opinion. See this guy skills. Yeah, so he has 1 skill point. Connections officer meets all class requirements for the missions and headquarters. Really don't care about those. You know, just because it's more or less a focus that, so that's his skills as a cook. He likes doing it on a habit, or but I guess I do need this to unlock the next thing. I kind of just like to check just to make sure, because it's early access. Oh, it's wasted skill points. Assignments performed by officer in headquarters are done 35% faster. Oh, oh god. I want to click that one. Disband. Yeah, so, you know, hopefully they changed it where I accidentally click on something, and they're like, are you sure you want to use the skill, you know? And they're like, and then you're just like, well, yes. Or I mean, no, I don't. Unassigned. So we're going to put him as radio officer. Wait. The technic officer operates equipment such as timer. Yeah, so we'll do technician. Yoink. Alright. Yep. We got our 1 day. So now we are good to travel back to Rochelle, the flotilla. Oh man. So let's see here. Usually just double check one more time because it is an early access. All the food is stacked in there. They're currently using the pulled pork, which is fine by me. Deck gun's loaded, flat gun's good, ventilation's a whole other story.
Herr Kaloi?
So torpedoes
Jawohl.
are all in there. These are and those are their, so he preheats these bad boys and it tells you how long it's gonna be preheated. I love it. You know, detail. All right, so we have our orders. You know, well I like it. Even highlights it for you. Where is it? Oh yeah, so here. Well, that's our objective. Little green dot. What I also think is cool is they have them for, like, so we want to go to the western approaches, right? I just click on that bad boy, I'm pretty sure. I haven't tested it yet. And then just zip there as opposed to, you know, flying out there. But, you know, in my humble opinion, it's better to patrol out there to your general sectors as opposed to zipping out there to the western approaches because you might be missing out on something. Alright. So with that, you know, depending on the, you know, sometimes I've you know, started the engines and for whatever reason it's already like hard to starboard or hard to port, and then you're just like, what the heck's going on? So I generally like to make sure that's, you know, rudder midships, so we're not scraping the side of the boat. And disembark. Goodbye. Shitty port is the last time I'm gonna see you. So, start leaving port. I'm basically gonna cut it here. And then, I guess cut it to, you know, pulling into the port. Or if there's any action along the way, we do go through the English Channel, so we'll start recording if I make contact. Yeah, because then it's just a lot of rinse and repeat crew management stuff. It's really not that all exciting, especially on YouTube anyways. Oh man, zoom in. Okay guys, go this way. And then go that way.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
And cut.